Welcome to Athletic Ambitions with me, Fiona Carter.
And me, Tom Barlow.
We are here to share the stories of our Cass and Friends athletes, aspiring Olympians and world champions. We will also interview elite athletes and professionals. They will be sharing their stories, the ups and downs and bumpy ride that their journey may have. We will learn how they persevere and deal with setbacks, train and compete at the highest level, and how their mindset helps with every step of the way. So if you want to hear about our upcoming athletes and learn from the best, this podcast is for you.
This is Athletic Ambitions, where every journey begins with a single step.
Hi Chloe, thank you so much for coming on to the Cass and Friends podcast. It's absolutely lovely to see you this evening, although it's 10:30 in the morning for you, isn't it?
Yes, thank you for having me. It's not too early, to be honest. We've been up for a while, so.
Yeah, I can imagine you've probably been up training and beasting yourself already in the gym, but we'll get on to that in a minute. So Chloe, you joined Cass and Friends, I think around 2021. Just around the time you were selected for the GB rowing pathway. So
Yeah.
a really exciting time in your career. And since then, you've gone on strength to strength. But when we did first meet, it was when Caitlin, your sister, your older sister, joined Cass and Friends. And I think you were more into swimming then and getting up early to get to Tewkesbury swimming pool and swim the early mornings up and down those lanes. So tell us a little bit about what you were doing sport-wise between the age of, say, 12 to 16 before you joined us.
Between the ages of 12 to, I think I started rowing when I was about 16. So before then I was my family is very big on running. Everybody in my family runs. So it was that was the first introduction to high level sport I was doing, just training a lot, running. And then I started swimming maybe when I started secondary school.
Yeah.
And that I took on for quite a while because I really enjoyed that one. And yeah, that was basically what I was doing before I started rowing.
Yeah, okay. So talk us through the transition to first of all, did you enjoy the running bit and the swimming?
Yeah, I actually loved it. I honestly, I still miss them both. They were very good sports. I just, during lockdown, swimming closed.
Yeah.
So then it was I've been out the pool for a while and things like that. So I kept running, so I was staying physically quite fit. And then my dad found this advert for rowing.
Yeah.
And it was for a start academy, which was a program that would help you learn to row. And then they say potentially it's a pathway to become an Olympian and stuff like that. So I was okay, I'll try it. I'll give it a go and see, because swimming was obviously shut for a long time.
Yeah.
So then, I tried that and they accepted me onto the program, which I was honestly quite shocked at. It was nearly a no because I wasn't very strong back then, but they accepted me on, and then ever since I just continued doing it.
That's amazing, isn't it? So lockdown, the happy accident of lockdown was that you tried.
Yeah, definitely.
And because your dad is keen, I guess he's got an erg machine in the garage or somewhere, because he's always good.
Yeah, they bought that one during lockdown too. So my dad was like, go on, hop on, try it.
Yeah.
Just see what happens, because they say oh, if you're tall, then you should try rowing and things like that. And I've obviously always been quite tall. So then we were okay, I'll try it. And I wasn't very good, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, they obviously saw the potential. They saw your long limbs and levers and the physics around rowing, and how they knew that would translate and just get stronger. And because it is a very, very technical sport, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. It is a very technical sport. I was lucky when I started, I was taught how to row by someone who was very technical, and that meant I'm still quite a technical rower, and that has helped me massively, especially transitioning to sweep and stuff like that.
Right. Who is this person?
Ben Jackson. He was my coach at Hartbury, and
Right.
they taught me how to row. And yeah, he's done lots of like GB stuff and things like that. And yeah, they taught me how to row very well there. So
Brilliant.
very forever grateful for them.
Yeah. And again, a bit like swimming, these very, very technical sports, you have to understand
Hmm.
that because obviously you're going to go faster in the boat, in the water, if you've got the technique right. Same with swimming.
Yeah,
So getting into back, maybe if you'd started younger and not had that real technical grounding, you would have
yeah,
some bad habits. But starting a bit later and having that really good technical grounding from word go sounds as if it was perfect for you.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
So what was that selection process? Talk us through the start selection process. What did you have to do?
There actually wasn't like too much. We turned up to Gloucester Rowing Club, and then I think he was just more like, oh, actually, no, the first selection was there was like a pull machine, a push machine, and then like a leg drive machine. And that was like the strength testing. And then there was also an assault bike testing.
Right.
And every time there was like different levels that you'd have to hit. And it would go up in level until like you obviously couldn't continue,
Yeah.
and then you'd stop at that level. And that one I scored very well on because off the running I was very aerobically fit.
Yeah.
However, the strength testing I scored pretty bad on,
Right.
because I just had never done any strength sports or any gym or anything. So that was the one that kind of held me back, and they were like, "Oh, these scores aren't great, but this one is good, so we're gonna just try anyway."
Great. So they took a bit of a chance on you, and
Yes, yeah.
yeah. So once you've done that, you got through the assessment, you then started on the START program. What did it entail
Mhm.
next?
For I started in like maybe February time, properly rowing, but I was only doing it like once a week, because obviously I was at a different school. I was still finishing my GCSEs at that point. Um, so I was only doing it about once a week, but then you'd have to go to these camps once a month, and you would get tested on like water skills, and then you get tested on skills on land, and also like erg tests as well, and water speed scores. And yeah, I did think I did my first one there. I can't remember when I did my first one, but it was sometime around when I started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had to keep going to these camps, and how long did that program last? Did it basically last till you went to the USA or not?
Yeah, I stayed on that program till I came to America. When I started at Hartbury in the summer, um, then I was training every day for rowing, or twice a day for rowing, and these camps were like that was like a good base test. But for the start, it was quite like fun, just see how it goes
Yeah.
up till then.
Can you remember looking back how quickly you progressed and how quickly your strength improved?
Yeah, I think my progression was something that was quite surprising. Even for me, to be fair, I started, yeah, in about that February time, properly rowing, and then the year later, in the summer, I went to the Junior World Champs, and that was very surprising. Just like nearly a year and a half of rowing, going to the Junior Worlds was, yeah, even I did not think I was making it that year. We went into the trial system thinking, okay, we're gonna give it a go. It's gonna be experience, and we'll just see what happens. And then the whole year of Hartbury, then making it, it was, yeah, definitely something that I did not expect.
Yeah, that's amazing, is it? That was your first year at Hartbury then, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And were you in a boat of four people? Was it a quad, or I mean, you're happy?
At Hartbury, I raced all different boats, to be honest. I
Okay.
raced a lot of doubles. We
Mhm.
did a quad at the end of the year. I raced a lot of singles as well. So I really I'd done everything there, just not sweep. I'd only sculled there, to be honest.
Okay.
So
So
yeah.
non-rowers, just describe what the difference between sculling and sweeping is.
Sculling is when you've got like two blades.
Okay.
So one in each hand.
Yes. Okay.
And like that's a single, a double, or a quad. And then sweep is with one blade. And that's you can do a pair, a 4, or an 8. And that's what I do now. A pair, of 4, and an 8.
Okay. So is that the normal progression to go from sculling to sweeping? Is that how it normally goes?
Yeah, they like you to do that progression because sweep is quite hard on your body.
Right.
And that, like, as you're growing up, it's better to have something that's a bit lighter impact, especially on your like back and your ribs and things, and then transition as you get better. Some people don't. Some people only learn to sweep, but I found doing it this way has helped me. I haven't been injured badly or anything like that. So I do think it is the better way to learn how to row.
Brilliant. And when this might sound really ridiculous, but when you're sweeping, do you sweep with one? Do you tend to go either the right side or the left side, or do you mix it up?
Yes, you only go, well, people can go both sides, but not me. When I joined Washington, they put me on port side, which is I go that way to the right, yeah.
Right, yeah.
And they put me on port side, and then I've never tried the other side, but I have got a friend who can do both, so it really depends.
Yes. Amazing. Gosh, okay, so many questions. So what I don't know where to whether to stay at or to jump to where you are now. Maybe let's jump to where you are now. So you did Hartpury, didn't you? And you did so well. So you went to the first European World Championships, or was it the World Championships, did you just say?
The Worlds, yeah. I did the under-19 World Championships at Hartpury.
Right, okay, I remember you doing that. I remember seeing you. So I feel that was it. How many people were in the boat when you did that?
I was in a quad.
On a quad, I thought it was. So
yeah, there was 4 people in that one.
Going all in your gorgeous GB kit.
Yes.
And was it in France?
Yes, it was in Paris. It was the year before the Olympics.
Yeah.
So we were basically the trial run for the Olympic course, which was really cool because then when we watched it on the TV, it was like, oh, I've rowed there.
Yeah.
And everything looked pretty similar. Obviously, they just maybe make it a bit more exciting when it's the Olympics, but it was quite exciting to see that, oh, I'd rowed there the year before.
I'm sure it did. And tell us what's the experience of like being part of the GB squad at that time. You get your exciting package of kit arriving, and you wake it up, and that's, I would imagine, one of the most exciting things. But then you're part of an amazing team. You know, describe the whole package. What was fun about it?
I think, yeah, obviously when I was younger, the kit was like pretty enticing. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, it's kit day. And things like that. That was, yeah, definitely one of the most exciting things. But also, like, I was rowing with girls who I'd raced against in my club. So, like, being able to row with them, especially if they were, like, from a club that maybe had beaten us slightly better, it was quite exciting.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh, this boat is going to be fast. Because, like, you've all come together and, yeah, it was a really exciting time.
That is exciting. I can imagine that would be incredibly thrilling. But being part of that team and being selected for that team, were you also competing for places in that boat with your friends you trained with?
Yes.
So how was that? That must have been hard.
Selection is always hard. We do quite a lot of it, whether it's here at Washington or back home over the summer. Yeah, the selection is very hard. You do a couple weeks of training. Each time there's different tests, a lot of seat racing, which is when you like directly swap with somebody else and it's whoever's faster.
Right.
And yeah, it can be tough, but I think you've just got to be able to manage yourself like mentally and only like think about what is happening at that time to be able to really succeed and do well in it.
Yeah, very hard. Because obviously you absolutely want that space for yourself, but if you've got a really close friend, you also want them to be in the boat with you. That's really hard. Really, you want to be happy for them, but equally like, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
That's so funny. And what about, so that was for the under-19 Worlds. Talk to us
Mhm.
about, then you left Hartbury and you thought, well, I'm going to follow Caitlin in a way. She went off to the States. Fantastic
Yeah.
opportunity to go to school in the USA and have
Yes.
tuition and to be able to have those amazing facilities. Tell us
Mhm.
how you went about that. Were you sort of scouted for Washington, or what happened there?
Um, I think after the Junior Worlds, your name is kind of like the schools notice like people and who they potentially want to try and recruit.
Yeah,
So after then, I got quite a lot of messages. I got messages on Instagram.
it's so funny.
Um, yeah, you were like, how have they found my Instagram page? But they managed to,
Yeah,
and they messaged you on Instagram and they're like, okay, I want to talk. Can we set up calls? And you get offered visits. I got offered visits for 3 different places. So I did like 2 weeks, like a little like tour of America, visiting different unis, and yeah, they paid for it all, and they just fly you out. And you get to see where you would like to go to school, I guess, and you get to see it. It's definitely helpful seeing it in person
yes,
because it changes like your opinion on where you thought you would want to go to where you actually end up
yes.
changes a lot.
I bet. So what three did you go to?
I visited Texas,
Yeah.
and then I visited Virginia, and then I came over here to Washington.
Okay. And when you started the journey, where did you think you would be going?
I think originally it was a toss-up between Texas and Washington because they were two very big schools and like more of the American experience.
Hmm.
And that was quite exciting for me because I never thought I would have gone to an American uni. So I really wanted the full experience. But like all of them had different things that I liked about them and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the final thing what was the appeal of Washington in the end?
Um, well, I think when you visit, you just get like a vibe of the team, who's on the team and what kind of people like you're going to be surrounded by for the next 4 years. And I think that's really important. Um, yeah, I came here and it was very like I don't know, I liked the team. I'd never had been on a big team at all. So coming into somewhere with like 80 people all on the same team was quite like surprising for me.
Yes.
Um, but I liked the idea of a big team as well. So that was definitely something.
Okay. So this team of 80, all this in the first year, so 80 new joiners the year you joined.
No, our the whole roster is 80. So across the 4 years, yeah.
Okay. So sort of 20 in your sort of cohort when you joined.
Well, they bring in a lot of people and then it like whittles down um over the first like couple weeks. So I think my class was about 50 maybe.
Yes.
And now I don't know how many we've got. Maybe 20 in my class.
Okay, so it does whittle down a bit. Is that because
Yes.
why is that? What happens?
Um, I mean, the training is very hard and it's never going to be for everybody. Um, I think probably that's the main thing. It is just very hard training. And if you're not used to doing it from different sports or like being able to push yourself to that level, then yeah, people don't want to stick around, which is fair enough.
Yeah, you've got to absolutely really want it, haven't you?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So talk us through a typical training week then. Give us like a sort of thumbnail sketch of what you do on a weekly basis.
We probably do like if we're talking winter training, that's our like highest volume of training. And we maybe do like 180 to 200 kilometers a week. And that's on the water, that's on the erg, maybe sometimes a bike in there. And we just that's our like main training
Yes.
load, different like intensities. We'll do like some easy sessions, some really hard sessions, and then some like thresholdy sessions. And there is like a very big variety in there. along with 3 sessions a week of strength and conditioning.
Okay. So those sessions, like in running, we do like 80% easy-ish and 20% threshold or hard. Is that similar in rowing, or is
Yeah. I think rowing is definitely one of those sports which is you can do a lot more hard strokes because the impact is like it's not like running where the impact on your bones is quite a lot. But we do I don't know, we do maybe like we do definitely more easy sessions. But on the erg we'll do one hard erg session a week and maybe two waters hard sessions a week, and then the other will be like thresholdy, a little bit harder than paddling, but yeah.
So go on then, give us the brutality of a hard erg session or a hard water session.
We've done some pretty brutal ones this year. There's definitely been a few where I'm like, I do not know if I can get to the end of this. 2x6K, that was a pretty challenging one. Which
How long?
also
Go on, sorry.
It just goes on for a very long time. And 6K is one of the test ergs that they do in America, is like, yeah, see how fast you are basically. So 2x6K that's hard.
That's really hard. So I'm imagining when you're 3K into that 6K, that's kind of when you want to stop, isn't it? But you've still only gone halfway.
Yeah. Usually you do the first 6K and you're like, okay, that was hard. And you start the next 6K and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. I know you meant to do them both the same sort of pace or stroke rate, if that's how you
Yes, I think the session was we were meant to get a bit faster for the next 6K, but that was a task.
I bet. So it's kind of like, have you been sick off the side of the erg?
All the time. Yeah, we raced at the national championships just the weekend going, and after that race, that was possibly one of the hardest races I've done. I was sick after that. Like it's pretty common.
I can imagine.
Especially for me, yeah.
So some people probably are sick more than others. Interesting.
Yeah.
So yes, this weekend you raced because we were going to catch up last week, but you were busy traveling and going away. So so what did you do this weekend then? What are these nationals? Is this?
Yeah, we did. We did the national championships for rowing, and it was good. It was hard. With rowing, there's like, like a draw who you're racing.
Yes.
We got a very hard semi-final, which meant we didn't make the grand final. We were in the B final, but time comparison, like we could have made the A final. So it was a hard one, but we learned a lot from it, and there's a lot that we can take into next season.
Yes, that's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, all of these exciting experiences are for learning, aren't they?
Yes, definitely.
So how do you and your team and your coach evaluate the performance and learn from it? What do you do after a big competition like that?
Well, we do a lot of like video analysis. We often analyze the videos, see what's working, what's not, how it's like looking, how we're all moving together. And then there's also like data within each person in the boat. So you can see how much like power somebody's applying, somebody's angles, are the angles matching up? If they're not, then how are we going to get them matched up? And we also look at that. So it is quite technical to try and get everybody moving together, because if something's out of place, then it can really affect a boat.
I bet. And how does each individual take that feedback? Does it just come from the coach, or do you give each other peer feedback?
It often just comes from like a group discussion. So if somebody's like, oh, this doesn't look right, how are we going to fix that? Then we'll all like discuss and see what everyone's opinions are. The coach often tells us if something isn't working or if something is. But then, yeah, we take feedback from like everybody in the boat as well.
Yeah, brilliant. So, Chloe, are you in your second year or third year at Washington?
Yes, I'm just coming to the end of my second year,
Yeah, okay.
um, and going into my third, yes.
And it's a 3-year program or 4?
It's a 4-year program, maybe even five now. There's a new rule. So I'm not sure,
Okay.
but definitely a 4-year program.
Okay. I should have asked you what you're even studying. I don't know what you're studying.
I'm studying communications. After I leave here, I want to go into more like marketing and sort of thing, maybe like media. So I'm doing that.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so you've got that. So you've got the academic side of things. How does the academic blend with the training requirements and the training intensity and the volume and the load that you
It's definitely a challenging one. Like you do forget how much academics does take time and everything. So to try and balance everything out is challenging, but I'm lucky that I'm not doing a degree that like takes lots and lots of like tests and things like that because a lot of my friends right now are doing their final exams and stuff and I'm kind of finished, which is nice.
So nice. That is so nice. Well, a good choice of
It is
by the sound of it.
definitely, yeah.
And so I guess your lectures that you have to go to, they're all obviously outside the training that you do.
Yes, yeah.
So what time are the training sessions? Are you up super early or what?
Yes, we would boat at 6:50. And that would be what time? So we'd get to the boathouse around 6:20 maybe, warm up on land, and then boat at 6:50, do whatever the session was that day, and then come in, and then we'd do another one in the afternoon after 2:20, which is when class is finished for the day.
Okay, okay. So yeah, so it all fits in quite nicely.
Yeah.
I remember speaking with Caitlin when she had her first year and she struggled a little bit with just the whole like eating and cooking for herself and
Yeah.
just getting to grips with being in a completely different environment. Leaving home and
Mhm.
going to university in the UK is hard enough, let alone having to make the transition across to the US. So how did you find all of that?
I think I'm very lucky in a sense that there is a lot of support here. I meet with the nutritionist quite a lot. We work really closely together. We do like DEXA scans, which shows me how much muscle I'm gaining and things like that. And then she can cater a plan like, okay, well, you need to eat more protein or you need to eat more carbs to be able to complete the training load. And we are catered to here. So I can go to the dining hall, make sure I'm eating enough. They have like a breakfast, a nutrition station. So it is we have a lot of support with that, which makes it a lot easier.
That is incredible, actually. That is just so amazing and helpful, isn't it? So not only to
Yeah.
have the regular scan so that you know what your bones and, like say, your muscle mass and
Yeah.
guided on how much to eat and the protein and carbs and oh,
Mhm.
that sounds amazing. I think having that support, that's but that's just fantastic, isn't it? You're on an amazing program trying to be the best potential Olympian
Yeah, definitely.
to be in this sort of environment where you give your body the best possible nutrients and
Yeah.
fuel to keep going.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot more support than I realized or even I thought I needed, it's nice.
That's amazing. Tell me about sports mentoring, sports psych mentoring. Do you get any of that as
Mhm.
well? Because obviously you have your lovely working with Neve, and I know she talked you through the chimp paradox and
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
visualization, and you're playing with the Arctic monkeys on. Or
Yeah.
what what um,
Um,
what do you get there?
we have like access to sports psychologists and things like that through the university. You have to like make appointments and things like that. I've not used those because through my team we have like a sports psychologist and like she just helps us with preparing for races, how we're like gonna get in the best mindset to race and things. And she works with our team really closely. We have meetings with her, maybe I think once a week at some points, or even every 2 weeks, and she'll come in. And yeah, she's always around, very, very helpful.
That sounds so helpful as well, so useful. The setup sounds really, really brilliant. Do you know anybody who went to the other universities, Texas or Virginia, that you didn't go to in the end, so that you could make comparisons or not?
Yeah, no, I do know people who went to those, and I do think with American unis, the support everywhere is next level. I personally don't know anywhere in the UK that gets this level of support, and I think that is so good. So I think a lot of big American unis are on the same level as that. So there's no very much like difference in support levels, you know?
Yeah, yeah. What's the difference in competing in the US versus the UK? Like the rowing regattas that you did, Henley or wherever you used to do your regattas here, how does it compare in the States?
I that was one thing I did find very different. I think the standard and the level here for me was a lot higher than back home. Like I'm competing with like there's girls on my team who I would like race at a world championships for different countries because everybody is from around the globe. We've got New Zealand, Italians, we've got Australians and things like that. So I think that just raises the level of competition quite a lot. So back home it would be like, oh, like this race and you do really well. As for here, it's like, yeah, the standard of competition is next level.
And how do you feel about that?
I like it because like that level of competition just raises us to get better and myself as an individual after I leave here, I've had like some of the hardest competitions possible, to be honest. So I think that just sets me up so well for whatever's next.
Yes, it does. It does. So, how does this dovetail with the GB program? Because I'm assuming you're still on that pathway.
Yes, last summer I left here and I went to go trial at home
Hmm.
and I made the under 23 Great Britain team and in a pair.
Yeah,
So I trained like around the GB system and then we flew out to Poland and I raced the under 23 World Championships in the pair, which was really good. And it definitely like here and the GB system, they work together quite nicely. And Washington provides so much support if you want to go and do your national team back home over the summer.
fantastic, fantastic. So, how did you do in Poland? Can I ask how you did?
Yes, we were in the B final in the pair. It's yeah, it was a hard competition, but it was definitely I learned so much from it and definitely it helped me this year become a better athlete, which was very good.
Amazing, amazing. So, I'm assuming you're coming back home soon to start some more GB stuff. Is that on?
Yes, I am. I'm coming home soon, but Washington is we are sending an 8 to Henley,
Right.
which is quite exciting. So I thought this was just an opportunity that I couldn't pass up, especially racing with like all my friends back home is
Yeah.
really exciting for me. So I've decided this year that I'm going to do Henley instead of GB trials and give
Okay.
myself a year and then I'll trial again next summer.
And when you trial again next summer, that's for the GB team. I'm assuming for because it's not under 23s or anything. That's just the team then.
Next summer I will still be under 23.
Oh, good. That's amazing.
Yes, which but then that will be my last year and then I'll have to trial for the team.
Yes. Wow. Amazing. Well, it couldn't have worked out better. Going to Henley then with your team from Washington.
Yeah, definitely.
So when are they all coming over? And where are they all going to stay?
We're flying over, I think we're flying over on the 26th, so just a day before qualifiers, and um, I've not really heard much details about like they like to keep it all a surprise, but I assume we'll be staying around Henley, training on the course every day. It will be really fun.
So you'll obviously stay with the team, and then will mum and dad come and watch?
Yes, my dad just he messaged me. He was like, "We've booked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday." So they're buying tickets. They actually flew out here a week ago to Georgia to watch me race, which was really fun. So yeah, they love it.
I bet they do. I bet they do. That's so nice. Oh my golly, what I was going to ask you what your goal is for this year and next year, but you kind of like told me all about that.
Yeah.
So what would you say to your younger self then if you're having this conversation, you know, back to your sort of 12-year-old swimming and running Chloe? What would you say to her?
I mean, I had to think about that question quite a lot because yeah, I think I would probably say like to trust the process with everything. I'm definitely a person that thinks quite far into the future. Like, if this happens, what will happen then? But I think trusting the process is the best way to go, and it means that you get the most out of your training and each race. And that has definitely been something I had to learn, but it's helped me massively.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And anything else from the sort of work you did with Neve or on the mindset stuff that you would tell your younger self? You know, is it about perspective or well, anything really?
Yeah, I think maybe like learning that like progress isn't linear. That has been also something that I've only really learned through the past like 2 years. I've definitely learned that, yeah, the progress hasn't been linear, but it all works out in the end. And I think with the mindset skills and stuff, that's definitely helped me with realizing this. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I mean, I think because your progress was so exponential, probably at the beginning, it was such a steep curve upwards. It can't continue like that. You had to sort of plateau,
No, definitely
go
not.
up and down, and
Yeah.
bumpy occasionally, and injuries or niggles or setbacks, whatever they are. But yeah, I think trusting the process, being consistent, seeing the perspective around what you do is really important, and probably lots of things that you learned on the course with me.
Yeah.
Oh, Chloe, it's so nice to see you. Well, I won't keep up too much more of your time, but is there anything else you would like to add and to share to any of the Cass and Friends athletes or anybody who's kind of following a similar journey to you?
I'm just very grateful for the support that I had through Cass and Friends. It's definitely helped me to get where I am today. And yeah, I think having that support is like something that I was just so grateful for.
Well, it's always a pleasure to support all of our athletes, but the Sheppard family in particular, you're all so awesome. And I think the very first time we met was when we were raising a tiny little bit of money, wasn't it? That little mini trial.
Yes.
Tewkesbury.
Yeah.
And I got on the walk bike and absolutely smashed it and won the competition. So he was the star of the show that day.
He always is.
Brilliant. Well, thanks, Chloe. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Athletic Ambitions. We hope you found this episode of interest, and if so, be sure to send this to your family and friends who might also benefit. If you're interested in donating to Cass and Friends, the links are in the description, and we'll hope to see you in the next episode. Thanks, Tom and Fee.